Mbukele njengamanje ke sibheke ihamba phambili kutholakale isidumbu somuntu oyedwa emfucuzeni izolo ngesikhathi kuqebhe kumgwaqo Matasa uBri eGoli.
President Ramaphosa has, over the last couple of months and weeks, held several consultations on South Africa's hosting of the BRICS Summit next month.
Kuqinisekisiwe ngokusemthethweni ukuba umongameli waseRussia uVladimir Putin soza izimasi ingqungquthela yeBRICS eqhuquzelwe nguMzantsi Afrika kwinyanga ezayo.
Sidlule nomphefumulo womuntu oyedwa isigameko sokuqhuma okwenzeke emathunjini omgwaqo iBri enkabeni yedolobha iGoli okwenzeke izolo kusihlwa. Isidumbu umbukeli kholakala ukuthi sitholakale ngaphansi kwemfucuze enkabeni yeGoli emva kwesehlakalo. Okwamanje ke ayikahlonzwa imbangela lesi sigameko sokuqhuma kanti kuholele ekutheni ke amatekisi nezimoto kulale amankenyane. Undunankulu esifundazweni iGauteng uBanyaza Lisufi uthi iminyango yahlukahlukene kahulumeni isebenza ngokubambisana ukuxazulula lesi sehlakalo.
We have a consolidated report that has been crafted by all affected parties. They came together and consolidated a report, and I'll go through this report as speedily as possible so that we can cover literally everything that needs to be covered. The report will outline the current situation and take us through the orientation, that is the setup of the area, and also unpack the roles and responsibilities of each and every institution that has been part of this responsibility, and we'll share information with you about those that are injured, fatalities, as well as the road closures within the city, how the teams are managing the entire situation. Because we suspect one form of gas or another, we'll also give an update on the recent information that Ekhaya gas has provided to the team, and also the process of recovering vehicles and releasing them to the appropriate owners, as well as social development related matters, that is housing, evacuation, and the management of those that are homeless and destitute within the city. We can now formally confirm that the SAPS received a call about the explosion around 17:45, and the explosion affected Lilian Ngoi, commonly known as previously as the Bri Street, and Love Day on the western side of the city. And this went on to affect Klein Street on the eastern side, and Rahima Musa on the southern side, and Plain Street on the northern side. I'm emphasizing these points because you will then understand why we've closed or demarcated those roads so that we can manage the situation. The police indicates that there is a portion of Recursive Street that is also affected, and that they've received reports now formally of damage of property and also damage of buildings, vehicles, as well as injuries of pedestrians.
Ulwazi esifuna ukushare nama residents ukuthi the work that has been done until now, what has been detected to have been the cause, because we do not want to find ourselves in a situation where we are playing a blame game and nobody wants to take accountability of what may have happened. It was critical for us to establish whether or not it was a gas explosion, of which at this point I can confidently say that it was not a gas explosion, because Ekhaya gas, through their assessors, have given us a report indicating that it was not indeed a gas explosion. Yeah.
Okay, ngicela nje uyibamba lapho nje ne sizophinde futhi sikhuluma nesingisi kodwa nje ngicela ungabusuki la nje. Konje nje kodwa phecelezi nje ubesechaza nje ukuthi according to lento ekuthiwa preliminary investigations bayakwazi ukuthi babone ukuthi akuyona igas noma igasi ekube yimbangela eyokuthi kuqebuke umhlaba kodwa uthi igoli gas ishilo nayo futhi yachaza ukuthi igasi yabo amapipe abo ngaphansi komhlaba ase right asahamba kahle ukusho ukuthi akuphumanga lutho lapho.
Save my questions. Mbukeli ngeyikhathi izobandlululo abantu bezinhlanga ezahlukene babengavunyelwe ukuhlangana kungaba kuseyikoleni noma eindaweni zokukhululeka eindaweni zokuhlala njalo njalo kwakuyicala ngisho libomvuke nje nokuba nobudlelwane nomuntu wolunye uhlanga muva nje ke izinto sezaguquka ngaphansi kahulumeni wentando yabantu futhi nje ke buyanda ubudlelwane kanye nemishado yabantu bezinhlanga ezahlukahlukene uyayibuza ukuthi ngabe ngikhuluma ngani phela namuhla ke mbukeli kweza kwantu sibheka udaba lobudlelwano noma umshado ebantwini beinhlanga ezahlukene.
Ngesikhathi sikahulumeni wobandlululo abantu abamnyama nabamhlophe babengavunyelwe ukuhlangana ezikoleni emasontweni nokuhlala ndawonye nje kwakuyicala ukuba nobudlelwano nomuntu wolunye uhlanga muva nje izinto sezaguquka buyanda ubudlelwane kanye nemishado yabantu bezinhlanga ezahlukene. Ebantwini okungenzeka bashade nabantu bolunye uhlanga kungabalwa abantu base-Asia abomdabu waseNdiya nabamhlophe ucwaningo olwenziwe eNyuvesi yaseNorthwest luye lwabonisa ukuthi nakuba ukushada kwabantu bohlanga olulodwa kuseyinto evamile ezweni ikakhulukazi ebantwini abamnyama kodwa lokho kuyashintsha kancane kancane isibalo sabantu abamnyama abashada nabantu bolunye uhlanga siyasikhula lokho kufakazelwa ikakhulukazi inkundla zokuxhumana lapho imishado yeinhlanga ezahlukene isakazwa khona ngobuningi umbuzo omkhulu uthi lokho kuwathinta kanjani amasiko ethu ulimi kanye nendlela esenza ngayo izinto zesintu.
Mbukeli lapha ke ezindlini zomsakazo sivakashelwe uThwanelo kanye nomyeni wakhe uJohnson bona ke abakwashi isibongo bathi nje ke uthando luyisisekelo sakho konke. Sanibona nemndenini molo kwashi.
Yebo ninjani?
Ninjani? Siyaphila. Johnson, welcome to Ekhaya Jikelele.
Thank you.
Thank you so much guys for coming. We are so honored to have you. We're so interested in knowing what your guys' relationship in your life is about. Thwanelo ake siqale ngokuthi mhlawumbe nusitshele ngokuthi yena where did you guys meet nahlangana kanjani?
All right, sasifunda UJ at the University of Johannesburg together. Saqala in 2013 ifundo zethu and then saqeda in 2015. Sahlangana ngo2014. Saba bangani for about 6 months. Then ke yabona mawuloko umngani nomuntu usuyaqala uyabona ukuthi uthandani ngaye and then mawubheka into the future kuzoba njani njengoba bashada naye yabona so I think ke ngaqala nami ngaba ne-interest in him and then ke yabo.
Yeah, Johnson. So here in South Africa we know that a male goes after the female. They call it ukushela in Zulu. So you go and you caught a lady and be like, oh, you're so beautiful, can I chill with you? So how did you get this one?
So I was very fortunate. We had a mutual friend. So she's the one who introduced me to her. And that's how it got us getting emotional.
So when you guys were friends, did you have an idea? Did you even predict and think that one day you'll be married?
Never.
Thwanelo when I walked about
no. Ngangayiboni nami ngoba the friendship was good so ngiyacabanga ukuthi asingafuni kuyimosha but we did have ideas because we used to call each other wifey and hubby. So in a way thina sasidlala kodwa and then it just ended up becoming a reality.
So naqeda ukufunda you guys finished school Johnson and you start working and then when do you decide to pop the question?
So funny enough, after 3 months of dating, I popped the question.
Hi, ngicela umyeni wase-Asia. Can I get a husband from Asia? Well, I think my colleague is still single. I'm married.
Oh,
so my colleague is still single. I think
So
she should just, Asia is very fast. 3 months, you get a husband.
And we overpopulated anyway, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of chance.
Yeah, so you saw that, no, this one is the one.
Yeah, but she rejected me, so hey.
The first time?
Yeah.
Twanelo.
No, kwakukuningi because manje I had to consider ukuthi ke ama-cultures ethu, how are we going to marry the two cultures?
Yes.
And then the parents, how are they going to take it?
Yes.
So I felt like it was a lot.
Yeah, I was about to ask, okay, so when you guys got together, you popped the questions and then you got married. So how is the relationship with the parents? How did your parents take it? How did Johnston's parents take it? Yeah.
With mine, it was not really difficult because mina vele nakho nje ukwenza izinto ezi out of the box.
Out of kwakulindeleke
So,
ukuthi
azange
izinto zakho
bamangale
Twanelo, we know you.
They were not too surprised. Umama was very accepting of the situation. Ubaba waba nenkinga nayo ukuthi how is he going to conversate nabantu bakubo?
Yeah.
And then bazolikhipha
Ilobolo.
Uyayibona?
It's always every family's worry. The minute they learn that you're in an interracial relationship, they want to understand who's no, but are we still gonna get Ilobolo? You must tell this person of yours, this is the culture. This is what they're supposed to
Money
do.
must be discussed.
So your parents, Johnson, how did they feel about the relationship?
Initially, they were very shocked. Number one, she's African.
You've never had an African girlfriend before her.
Yeah. Number two, she had a child before me.
Okay.
Number three, we were pregnant as well when I introduced her.
Oh, so you are introducing her already? The damage is done.
It was rough in the beginning, but I think over time, once they found out that, no, we really love each other and we really want to make this thing work, they will need to accept it.
So now I know in South Africa it's no longer a big deal anymore, because I was just asking, I know it's not a big deal. It's not like when you're in the street, people are going to be staring and whatever. I was just curious, Johnson, as to know, I know you guys are planning on going to visit Taiwan, because that's where you're from, later this year.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to be the reaction when you are there?
I think people will mainly be shocked. Some might not accept it. But I think it's our duty as a couple to
educate and share the love and show them that no, there's nothing unusual about this. Love is love, is universal. Manje awuthukile ke Twanelo ngokuthi eTaiwan. What do they wear over there?
I don't think they have specific names, but izinto zakhona ikhona ngoba ngiyayithola nalapha eChina Mall.
Oh yeah. Hey, China Mall has saved us. I know, I'm talking for myself. That's where we get from. So we're talking about your guys' marriage. I'm just curious as to the preparations when you're going to get married, because in South Africa, if there's going to be a wedding, there's a lobola and then there's members. There's like 3 weddings before the actual wedding. How were the preparations for you guys, and what type of wedding did you guys have?
So it was over a weekend. We had 3 weddings over the weekend.
Yeah.
In the morning on the Saturday was the white wedding. In the afternoon it was that umbembeso, and then on Sunday was the Chinese wedding. But the preparation was pretty hectic. We took 6 months, I think, for us to prepare.
Yeah.
And fortunate enough, I think some of our family members were also from overseas were here as well. Yeah.
So Twanelo, niwagcina kanjani amasiko wenu ukuthi as much as you guys are omunye uphuma eTaiwan, omunye uphuma la South Africa, you are merging into one person, but how do you then preserve your individualism and your cultures though, to say we've got 4 children, I understand, so what culture are we teaching them? What are we teaching them? Sibafundisa culture yalapha noma ngale Taiwan, or mhlambe niyabalansisa nanokuthi kubaleke kanjani? I think ukubalansisa would be the best way to go.
Senza kanjalo ngempela, we do balance. Senza cut and paste ngoba kwezinye izinto asikwazi ukuyenza to the fullest. Mina ngumSuthu, so certain things esisuthu angizenzi zizezeqe. Ngiyamchazela nje lokho okubalekile naye angichazela okubalekile bese siyahlanganisa ke sibone ukuthi kwenzakalani, we try ukuthi sibalance.
So Johnson, what language do you guys speak at home?
Between us it's English, but we try and speak with the kids Mandarin.
Yeah, Mandarin.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And I know, at some point I was reading that Mandarin is the future. Like, at some point, that is why it was even introduced into some schools and all that. Shooting there's any Ghana that already at an advantage. So, what would you guys say? Twanelo ngathini nje kubantu eningabagqugquzela mhlambe abantu nabo abakulelu hlobo lokuthandana ku relationship la ukuba yinhlaka ezahlukene ningabagqugquzela nithini kanti futhi nithini nakulaba mhlambe abanye abana reservations?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okokuqala thina masisendlini we tend to forget ukuthi asifani. So thina si free endlini, and then when we go out, as much as you might think ukuthi in South Africa abantu sebejwayele ukuthi there's interracial marriages, but abantu abakajwayele, we do still get stares, abanye abantu bayabuza out of curiosity. But into engifuna ukuyisho is that to abantu abafana nathi wa in interracial marriages, especially angajwayelekile njengama race ethu, is that thanda umuntu wakho, and then abantu bazojwayela, and abantu bazofisa nabo to be in these marriages, because omunye umuntu uyafisa kodwa uyesaba because nathi siyazifihla. So thina we are on social media because sizama ukufundisa abantu ukuthi thanda umuntu wakho, and then abantu nabo bazo.
Yes, and Johnson, I saw on TikTok actually, when I was looking at your videos, I'm like, you know what, I think this is what is making this so nice, is because these people are so open and they're out there, and it's making, actually when you're looking, you're like, oh, it's so cool. So how would you say you guys are using social media to, you know, to educate and inspire maybe?
Yeah, I think it's just to, you know, like you're saying, educate people that love is blind, you know, love is, you know, everywhere, you know, everything that you do must be love. As we know, God is love. So everything that you do, if you put God first, everything shall follow, you know. And color doesn't matter. You know, everywhere you go, you know, love is going to conquer at the end of the day.
Yes. So the kids, the names, how did you name them? I'm just curious. Did you say we've got 4? 2 will do a South African name, 2 will do a Taiwanese name. What is the process
We
there?
actually, they have 2 names. They have their first names are Sotho because mina ngingumSotho.
Wait, Johnson, don't be weak, my man.
They already look like their father.
Yeah.
So my
they can see.
They can see what about.
So now we are
just let me
trying
have
to something. Yeah.
So we use their Sotho names, but Ekhaya, his parents, they use their Mandarin names.
Yes,
so I gave them the Sotho names, and then his father gave them.
But they've got meaning.
They do.
Yeah. Oh,
I think that's the beauty of 2 cultures. Both of our names usually have what's this essence behind it. Whereas English names, you know, they don't really have meaning behind it.
Like, how can we, how can they deal with the challenges that come with, and what did you say, Patty? Talking to you guys, I haven't heard that there's been challenges with regards to your relationships. Do we have like the same, tell us, girl, you must just whisper and tell me, the men from Taiwan, do they have the same, like if I was dating one, do you have the same problem as a South African? Yes, there's the saying, Johnson, that says, it meaning everybody is going through something in their relationships. So would you say it's different issues? There's no cheating in fidelity.
There's no cheating.
It's just having to learn how to make kimchi.
How to make noodles.
That's Korean, actually.
That's Korean.
Oh, that's Korean.
Yeah, but we have something very similar
to that. It's fermented
but it's not
cabbage.
Spicy. Yes.
I just really wish that. So I do watch a lot of, you know, Netflix, there's a lot of Korean.
Yes.
I watch and I see, kimchi, and I'm like, the food is so interesting. The fact, so nani man sekhaya nidla that type of food, like, I say it's a lot of different dishes, but in small quantities.
Yes, we do that. Siyabalance nakhona ngiyapheka nami ikudla kwase South Africa. Mina ke plus ngine range ngoba ninini ngishaya uphuthu ninini kube istambu uyabona
uyasidla nayo Jones.
Yes, usejwayele uyalicela nepapa.
Now you even ask for pap now.
Yeah, it's actually my favorite meal of hers.
Guys, thank you so much for coming to Ekhaya. It was so lovely chatting to you. Wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
And please update us on the trip to Taiwan later this year.
Definitely.
I would just have my phone so close to me so I can see how it goes. Thank you so much, guys, for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Mbukeli-ke lo bekuthwanelo kanye nomyeni wakhe uJohnson bakaShi bebekhuluma nathi ke ngokuganana ebantwini beyinhlanga ezahlukahlukene. Nambukeli mabuse ekhaya unesithandwa sakho esingolunye uhlanga ungakhathazeki sakuyinto ejwayelekile niyamukelekile uthando at the end of the day ilona olihamba phambili asiquke nje ke eyitolo mbukeli sizobuya nje emva komzuzwana. Njengamanje babukeli sesifike ekupheleni kohlelo lwethu sibonge kakhulu ngokuthi nihlanganyele kanye nathi siyabuya ke futhi kusasa ngesikhathi esifanayo asibashi kodwa ke ababukeli
asishiyi babodwa ababukeli wena nokusi siyabulela kakhulu ngexesha lenu niqiqe niqonde niqaqambe nazi into kubani uqamathu ningqongile khabulani nifince kwimozulu ngaphambi kokuba niphume nibe bright sinthanda ngothando luka love.
Bye.